Hello groupies, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out 던디디던 featuring Jessi by DAWN. DAWN making his first comeback. I believe this is his first comeback since his phenomenal debut, Money. Money was incredible. It was a little bit bittersweet, tragic, emotional, and very powerful. And frankly, I loved it. And I was so curious to see where he was going to go as a solo artist. Now he's making his first comeback. I'm very curious as to what new side of us he's going to show. Now, before we get into this video, as always, this video is brought to you by our Patreon. If you enjoy what we do, if you would like to support us, if you want some bonus reactions like live stage variety show, drama reactions, head on over to our Patreon and we would love to have you there. You can check that all out, but supporting us monetarily is completely optional. If you don't want to or you can't, we understand. Let's just check out 던디디던 featuring Jessi by DAWN, and this is your form of therapy.
난 던이라고 해 미몬덤이라고 해 답비아냥거리라고 해 내 이름을 모르면 설치하라 해 아니고 맨날 middle finger 먹여 모기에게 never killer 때가 왔어 제대로 질러 내 삶이 궁금하면 얼른 가서 박아 follow 아쉬울 땐 끝을 못내 매일매일 밤새며 끝내 뭐네 흔들림 없지 내 정신머리 여리여리해 보이지만 but I'm psycho psycho like psycho 오늘도 불러 아이고 잘 논다 우리 금덩이 돈이 막 보인다 던디리던 디리던던던 던디리던 디리던던던
Oh, is that the chorus? Okay.
옆집 사람들도 소름 돋아 빠라락 박자 쪼개다가 씩 쪼개면 입덕 아니면 마라칭 Hold up baby 놀아 빨리 baby 좋아서 난리 baby We gon' party baby 잠시 대기 넌 항시 대기 난 놀래지만 말고 같이 놀래 아쉬울 땐 끝을 못내 매일매일 밤새며 끝내 뭐네 흔들림 없지 내 정신머리 여리여리해 보이지만 but I'm psycho 나 feel 받아 이 노래를 처음 들은 네가 입받아 살기 위해 눈이 휙가다 손가락 엄지 얼른 던디리던디리던던던 던디리던디리던던던 엄마께 재밌다 놀고 싶다 내 옆에 늘 버블 팝 세뇨리타 신나서 추는 춤은 게 멋있다 멋대로 꾸는 꿈은 게 멋있다 멋대로 꾸는 꿈은 게 멋있다
Wow, what an interesting transition into the bridge. Almost felt like a third verse.
What's going on? Hey, Dawn, what's going on? This shit is like 유치원. 걱정하지 마, Jessi잖아, you know. 그래서 난 눈눈 안 나. 그래서 난 먹지 않아. 그래서 네 말 듣지 않아. 웃기잖아, my success 눈치 빨라. 끼리끼리 뭉치잖아, 너는 굽이잖아. Bubble pop. Tell her Toby make your booty drop. 채소 뽑아라, come on, Jessi. 그래도 난 계속하지. What it is, what it really do. Pull up in that, always in that new. I rap P-Nation, it's an everyday thing. They always like slay queen.
던디리던디리던던던 던디리던디리던던던
That was fascinating. I don't really care for the song musically. It's not really my style. I definitely prefer a more mainstream pop track, but I care about this in what this means for DAWN and what this means for possibly P-Nation future. Okay, so what's blowing my mind about this is definitely very different from Money. I expected him to do something different, show us a different side of himself, sort of kind of explore his path as a soloist. But a song like this, first of all, I would think that it would be more so his debut song, because the lyrics of 던디디던, and this is the type of song where you pay attention to the lyrics. There's not a lot of crazy different elements going on in the instrumental, and even compared to a traditional hip-hop rap song, I feel like it's even more stripped down and raw. It is about the lyrics. It is about what he has to say. And so a lot of the lyrics are very how do I phrase this correctly? They're very boastful. They're very confident. They're all about himself. And it's a self-bragging song, right? But it's done in a lot more clever way, I'd like to point out. There are a lot of that stereotypes of rappers who boast songs about making a ton of money and stuff like that. And he actually does do that. He talks about making money. He talks about how great he is. But, listening to the lyrics, maybe people may not be able to appreciate some of it because, you miss out on the nuance of the Korean. This is where knowing Korean would definitely be helpful. This is not a sponsorship for Rosetta Stone, by the way, but, stuff like Rosetta Stone or just learning the Korean language in general would help. And I feel like a lot of the lyrics are really playful, and there's a lot of puns, and there's a lot of references, and a lot of play on words that really make this very interesting. Now, when I say that I don't really care for this song musically, it means that I'm not going to be listening to this like, ooh, I'm going to listen to that addictive pop track, 던디디던. No. Now, that's what Money was, but this one, I'd listen to it if I worked out. I'm not saying I would never listen to the song again. I'm talking about the circumstances of this song are very different. This is the type of song I would listen to if I worked out, if I needed to focus, if I really needed something that was more of a booster, because this is very much of an ego boost of a song, but done in a very clever way, not done so in a shallow way, because we've seen from evidence that Dawn is an excellent producer. And so if he purposely gives us a song that is not as complex, that is not as melodically driven, there's a purpose to it, and it's the lyrics. Jessi's feature is actually really good too. Jessi's feature, the rap section is definitely where it started to sell me, and I realized what this could possibly mean for P Nation's future, because there's a lot of lyrics in Dawn's verses, and then in Jessi's verses as well, that straight up reflect real life, that straight up reflect what's going on in their lives, in the news. Jessi straight up referencing Hyuna, saying that Hyuna told me you dropped that ass or something like that. Like, this kind of rapping and this style of rapping, and this song in general reminds me of late 90s, early 2000s YG Entertainment. YG, back when they were really just getting their bare bones started. And I'm thinking, is P Nation going to be the next YG Entertainment? Now, I'm not talking about YG as it is now, not this huge business producing out idol groups and stuff like that. I'm talking about YG at their core. When they first started, they were about family. They were about their family of artists. There was a core group there. Everyone was really tight. Everyone was collaborating all the time. And the lyrics, they were often just referencing each other's songs, older songs and stuff like that. And that is the big impression I get here. Dawn also created an interesting song, because this is like, it's both rapping and it isn't. It's this weird gray area where it's not rapping in the traditional sense where he's spitting bars like crazy, but it's also not like the more generic K-pop rapping either. He's sort of doing some sort of spoken poetry / rap sort of section, whereas Money, we got a mix of that and his singing. This was all of that. There was no singing here. And so I feel like Dawn is poising himself to be a rather unique artist. And even within the song, he is actually somehow making it interesting because he can switch up his tone a little bit. If you actually listen to this section here. So there's that part right there. Well, I guess that could be considered singing. But then right here, listen to that tone. Listen how he switches it up. It sounds like a completely different artist. Oh man, the lyricism is incredible. It's something like I've never seen before, and yet all too familiar. Mind you, Psy was with YG before, and I'm not just talking about YG back during the Gangnam Style days. Psy back in the day was pretty tight with YG, even when he was younger, and he featured in some YG stuff, and he's known Yang In-suk for a really long time. And so I wonder if he's possibly modeling his music agency after the early generation of YG Entertainment. I don't know. So yeah, you know what? Even though musically I'm like, you know, it's not my cup of tea in terms of like an amazing pop track, you know, I don't think the instrumental is too crazy or anything like that, but I appreciate the lyrics so much. It's so well done. You know, the music video ain't nothing too crazy about that. There are some really interesting things here and there, which honestly I've already forgotten, just because I was more so focused on the lyrics themselves. But, you know, it's just a simple muted background with just white furniture, white on white, with black as its secondary color, and perhaps yellow as its third color, driven by Jessi's hair and then some of the backlighting. But you know, it's a rather simple music video. So in terms of the video production, I don't really have anything that's kind of popping out to me either. For me, it's all about the lyrics. And so even though, you know, melodically, you know, this isn't like, oh my God, I'm in love with it, I give this like a solid 8 out of 10. Like, that's how good this song is. I can appreciate dope tracks like this. I can see why you guys wanted me to check this out. Now, the question is, what do you guys think? You know, I personally think this would have been a better debut song, and Money would have been a great first comeback song. It does feel, marketing-wise, a little bit reductive to put out something fantastic like Money, and then put out 던디디던. I really think, especially with its lyrics, this would have been much more shocking to put out for a debut. Definitely feels like a smack in the face. So I feel like it would have been much more powerful there, but I still like it regardless. Let me know, what did you guys think? And also, if you guys want to support us, please be sure to check out our Patreon. But if you don't want to support us monetarily, that's fine. Leave a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell to be notified when we upload a new video, and check out all our other videos over here. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.